Hello everyone. Slightly sick, but I welcome you to the first part of my head spins challenge. We are back to some sick fix, which I think will make some of you really happy because I know you like sick fix. As always, special thanks to my lovely patrons and all of you who still watch my videos. Don't forget to subscribe to keep up with the uploads, and let's get into it, shall we? Hello boys! Why are you making it sound so weird? How dare you? I'm just calling you in for a challenge. And you are boys, no? We are literally just a few months older than you. Whatever. Important thing is that I have a new challenge. Is it something difficult? Not really. Only something to get you some extra cuddles. Okay, sounds good. Shoot. I'm calling it my head spins. Basically, you will pretend you are either sick or lightly injured and blacking out. Oh yeah, I see you forgot to mention scaring your partners along the way. Yeah, that's not a good idea to do for me. They'll rush me to hospital the moment I look sick. It won't be so bad. You can say that because you don't have a history of sickness. What would you do if Kawanishi did that, huh? Oh, come on, it's going to be fine. At least you'll know your boyfriends care about your health. I know that without scaring them, thank you very much. You don't have to actually black out or faint. Just say your head hurts or spins to see what they would do. Easy. Fine. I'm worried. It's going to be fine. Alrighty, let us know how it went for you. It was a bad idea altogether, no matter which way he looked at it. But at least Yamakata swore they didn't have to fake fainting to actually do the challenge. And at least it was him doing it, not Kunime or Yahaba. That would be real bad knowing Kyotani. Although he wouldn't be able to stay calm if one of his boyfriends fainted either. Come on, it's fine. You can pretend you are sick, that's good enough. No fainting required. The biggest issue turned out to be timing. He didn't want to ruin their usually peaceful evening with his acted sickness, but there really wasn't another time when all of them were in one place. As selfish as it might have been, he wasn't going to do this 3 times. 1 time was more than enough for his terrible acting skills. Though he didn't expect that much of a reaction anyway. Maybe Shigeru would be worried, but the other 2 weren't someone who would freak out when faced with someone else's sickness. They would worry too, of course, Kindachi would never dare to doubt that, but the reaction wouldn't be worth mentioning. Well, no need to ponder about it right now. We will see. He shrugged and sped up to be home as soon as possible, surprised to see that Kunime and Kyotani were already there. On a more expected side, he found them seated on the couch with some snacks in front of them. Kunime waved at him lightly from where he lay curled in Kyotani's arms, the sight swirling a mix of emotions in his chest. It was adorable to see them like this, sure, but under that, the damn green-eyed beast crawled its cursed claws around his heart, making him wonder what he lacked that Kyotani had. He shooed that thought away as best as he could and returned the wave with a hopefully kind smile, mentally kicking himself for getting jealous like a damn teenager. At least Shigeru isn't alone in this, I guess. Want to join us, or are you going to spend the evening standing there like a column? Snapped out of his inner pondering, he made a rather childish grimace in Kyotani's direction, but it was an opportunity he couldn't miss. Yeah, I'll go take a shower first. I need to cool off. He ignored Kunime's raised eyebrows and Kyotani's furrowed brow, and slower than usual headed into the bathroom to both take a shower and kill some time before Yahaba arrived home too, trying to look a bit out of it as he walked. If he was going to do this challenge, he better put his all into it. His plan seemed to work out quite well given the circumstances. Yahaba arrived just before he stepped out of the bathroom and was now watching him with badly hidden concern. A clear sign Kyotane and Kunimi told him about his weird behavior already. He didn't give either of them much time to bring it up and settled on the couch too, immediately making a grabby hand towards Yahaba. What is it? I want cuddles. Oh. So, you're worse than a baby. Kintaichi frowned at him since he was still comfortably nested next to Kyotani too, and then tugged on Yahaba's hand to hopefully lead him to sit on his lap. Please? Yeah, sure. Sorry. Slightly concerned about the needless apology, Kintaichi pulled him closer by his waist and hid his face in Yahaba's neck, breathing in the soft strawberry scent from his shampoo. Take that, you two. I have someone to cuddle too. He immediately berated himself for the cruel thought and pulled Yahaba even closer. It wasn't like that. He wanted cuddles, for real. He wasn't just using Shigeru to get back at his boyfriends for not including him. He could never. Except he probably did, even if only subconsciously. And it made him want to gag at his own selfishness. A gentle hand running through his hair snapped him back into reality. Is everything alright? You look tired. Oh, no, I'm fine. He let his head fall on Yahaba's shoulder, feeling himself becoming clingier every passing second. My head just spins a little. There was a beat of silence, after which a much colder hand than before touched his forehead. Doesn't seem like you have a fever. Are you feeling sick? Stunned by the amount of care in Kyotani's gruff voice, he scrambled to collect his thoughts to not blurt out something stupid. Kyotani seemed to take his silence as a confirmation and got up, heading into the bathroom. Kunimi gave him a frown, but contrary to what Kintaichi expected him to be upset about, making him lose the nice nest of Kyotani's arms, he shimmied a bit closer and gently punched his shoulder. Dummy, can't you just tell us when you don't feel well? Yeah, you can't force through sickness all the time. You're talking like I'm sick every week. Maybe not, but look at yourself now. You wouldn't say a word if we didn't bring it up. Kintaichi bit his tongue to not let it slip it was just a play-pretend sickness, and instead nuzzled back into the crook of Yahaba's neck. And if he ever had any doubts about why Kyotani loved hugging Yahaba so much before, he didn't have any now. It was comfy, soft, warm. Hey, don't fall asleep yet. Who's supposed to carry you to bed? You? Kyotani huffed as he stuck the thermometer to his forehead, but they all knew he would carry him to the bedroom without issue. Okay, no fever. That's good. But you still should go to bed. But I want to be with you. He deployed his best puppy eyes that maybe weren't as effective as Kunimi's, but they usually did the job. Today didn't seem to be an exception, as Kyotani and Kunimi sighed, while Yahaba gently ruffled his hair. We can all move to the bedroom with you if you want. It's not going to be comfy, but whatever. Melting inwardly into a puddle of goo, he gave his boyfriends a grateful smile, unable to keep back from kissing Yahaba's cheek. Guilt from his previous actions still not on his mind, but at least he could make sure Shigeru didn't feel left out. Even if it was to soothe his bad conscience, as long as Shigeru got the affection he deserved and clearly needed, he was going to do his part. Let go, You need to rest, especially if that sickness of yours is from exhaustion. Will you stay with me? Didn't we already say we will? I meant Shigeru. Blush creeped up Yahaba's neck and into his cheeks, making him look even prettier than usual. Yeah, he no longer wondered why Gyotane would burn the world down for him. Of course, I'm not going anywhere. Okay, thank you. Right, come on now, you big baby. Time to rest. He obediently got up and let himself be led into the bedroom, soon finding himself swaddled in a blanket and one pair of arms, while the other two pairs prepared the movie for the evening. Pretending to be sick was not on his daily agenda, mostly because he didn't really have time for it. Sure, getting taken care of by his boyfriends was great, but the issue was they would stop him from going to work if they thought he was sick, which he couldn't afford right now. Not when the clinic was short-staffed because of the starting vacations and poor management. He didn't complain, not really, as helping his patients was the driving force in his life ever since he started college. But the times were difficult. They couldn't afford to lose his income, not when their house still wasn't fully paid off. Hopefully they'll let me explain. Or at least that they'll believe me I got better overnight if I don't go overboard with acting. Tanaka would be the most difficult to convince, he knew that already. Yuji would make it his mission to prevent him from doing anything. And Suguru, he wasn't sure. So far it had only been him who got sick during the time they've been dating, so who knew what his reaction would be. Probably not that different from the two. He's a little worrybug. He smiled fondly at that thought before he was reminded of the main reason why that was. Subconsciously gritting his teeth, he pushed that fact into the back of his mind, refusing to let it ruin his day. The challenge was enough. Taking a deep breath, he forced his face and posture to mirror a supposed sickness and entered their hallway, surprised by the silence. At least Suguru and Yuji should be here already. What's this? Worried, he forgot about the challenge for a while and rushed inside, only breathing a sigh of relief when he spotted his boyfriend, surprisingly all three of them, through the garden door. He nodded at Daisho, who seemed to opt for sitting in the shade, while the other two busied themselves with chasing each other around the garden with water guns. Where did they even get those? Ryu brought them. Said he couldn't resist when he saw they had a summer sale at the store. He also bought some floaties, beach towels, and diving goggles for all of us. Rashida whined inwardly at the reckless spending spree, but seeing his lovely dumbasses playing around soothed his annoyance. Somewhat, anyway. Next thing, he'll be dragging us to the ocean. Dasho chuckled softly, making Enoshita's heart flutter. A vacation together sounds nice. I've never been on one with my partners. Really? Yeah. We didn't really have time when I was still dating Mika, and later... He froze, and Enoshita would gladly kick himself for asking further. Of course, he didn't have the option to go on a vacation. He was busy staying alive and sane. He gently squeezed Dasha's shoulder, glad when he didn't flinch under the touch. We can go on a vacation later in summer. All together, That sounds nice. His smile was forced through the bad memories, but Enoshita knew him well enough already to recognize the hopeful spark in his eyes. And so he made a mental note to get some days off too to fulfill the promise he made. If they couldn't erase the bad memories from Daisho's head, they could try to push them away with some new, nice ones. He gently caressed Daisho's cheek, taking note of his skin feeling warmer than usual. Are you hot? The sun's scorching today. It's fine. I'm just sitting here most of the time. Enoshita hummed and turned to Tanaka and Terushima, who only now seemed to notice he was here too. I hope you are drinking enough in between the dumbassery. You wouldn't understand a battle if you were in one. Yeah, don't be an evil dragon, or we will have to slay you. He aimed his water gun at Enoshita as if to threaten him with getting soaked. But Enoshita was more focused on his burning cheeks and heaving chest. You can continue later. Now head inside before you get burned. We don't wanna. Don't be a child. Inside, now. He grabbed the water gun and pushed Terushima towards the door. Happy to see Daisho did the same with Tanaka. Only a little more gently, since Tanaka would never do anything against Daisho's request. Not that he could blame him. It was difficult to tell Suguru no. Come on, Chica. Don't be a mom. We were just having fun. You can have fun later. He left Terushima standing in the living room and headed into the kitchen to prepare some drinks, adding a few ice packs and towels on the tray as well, just in case. Voices sounded from the living room, but before the words registered, a startled yelp sounding suspiciously like Daisho's voice made him rush back. His heart stopped for a beat, only to start racing when he spotted Terushima crumbled on the couch with his head in his palms, while Tanaka supported his side so he didn't fall. What happened? He blacked out for a second. He looked as worried as he sounded, but Enoshita didn't blame him. He rushed to Terushima's side and put one of the ice packs on the back of his neck, earning a strangled chuckle and what he supposed was a grateful look of the glossy eyes. I'd have overdone it, huh? Don't you say? Sit still and take deep breaths, okay? Don't move, we'll cool you down. If you feel like fainting or vomiting, tell us. Heat stroke. Yeah, probably. Can you bring more ice and towels? Daisho nodded jerkily and no less than ran into the kitchen, coming back with much more than they would probably need. I don't think we have any more, but I'll go make some more ice. Just give me a bit and... Before Enoshita could react to Daisho's obviously starting panic, Tanaka reached for his hand and squeezed it lightly, giving him a soft smile. It's okay. He's going to be fine. Chika knows what he's doing. Yeah. He leaned against Enoshita's side, a tired grin on his lips. He's the best. I know, it's just... I'm sorry, I should have... It's not your fault. He adjusted the other ice packs on Terushima's wrists and thighs before reaching for Daisho's other hand, his heart breaking a little when he flinched. It's not your job to parent them. He was only guessing that's what Daisho was trying to apologize for, but judging by his expression, he hit the nail on the head. They were already used to Dashu apologizing for everything, even when the issue wasn't his fault, but they were yet to find a way to stop it. The only thing they came up with so far was to let him apologize before making sure he knew no one blamed him. Which was exactly what Tanaka did now, leaving Enoshita to take care of Terushima without having to worry about anyone else. You're an idiot, you know that. Sorry. How do you feel? A little lightheaded. Spinny. But it's better now. Okay, that's good. Tell me if it gets worse. Is it better? Enoshita showed him a glare, but then just sighed in defeat and leaned in for a kiss, unable to resist Terushima's puppy eyes. There, content? One more. No, you scared Suguru. Terushima pouted, but one look to the side where Dasho still sat like he had needles under him seemed to convince him to not back further. Relieved that the things didn't seem as serious as he worried, Enoshita gently ruffled his hair and held a wet cloth to his forehead, enjoying the content purr Terushima let out almost a little too much given the situation. Though, considering it was a sign that he wasn't sick or about to faint, he supposed he could be happy about it. How about we stay indoors today and plan something for that future vacation instead? Two faces brightened immediately, turning to him like dogs on an opened pack of treats. The one he worried about the most stayed tense, but he was sure with Tanaka's help and warm touch, the loveliest green eyes he knew would brighten soon too. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Apologies for my voice in the intro-outro, I'm still rather sick. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed Sick Fix for Polyships. I will definitely do more even outside this challenge, but I think this is a nice introduction into the whole Sick Fix area for the Polyships. There will definitely be something going wrong, like it's not going to be so easy. If you have any requests or ideas, the request form is linked in the video description. See you next time.